Hey everybody, this is Horror Studio 1 coming to you once again with the live stream. So, yeah, today's a bit early. I'm going to have a friend come in and tell, co-host and tell their own scary stories. But before we do that, I want to thank all you guys for 90,000 subscribers. So, if you are new to the channel and new to the live stream, this is the one where I read subscriber stories and have friends come in and tell their own scary stories. And if you want to do that actually for tonight, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com and I will send you a link for you to come in here. But once again, guys, thank you for 90,000 subs. We're almost at 100K. It's my personal goal to get to 100K. I'm hoping before the end of September I can get to 100K and I'll get that fucking medal, man. Like they send you like a plaque or something, man, for a play button. I think it's like a silver play button for those who have 100K. So I heard from other YouTubers that it comes late, but it doesn't matter. At least it will come for me, and I'm really happy about that. And what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, recently, if you guys haven't been noticing, I've been putting out longer videos because I've actually had more time on my hands these days. Summer's almost over. The craziness, trying out new things, all that kind of stuff is almost coming to an end for me. And I think for a lot of you too, because school for me is coming up in like 10 days or something. And I think most of you that are in high school, it's coming up even earlier than that. So for a lot of us, it's back to school time, and the schedules and everything is going back to normal. That's why I have a lot of more time on my hands to stay at home and make, in my opinion, longer and better videos for you guys. So if you guys have been noticing, the videos have been longer, which I'm quite happy actually about. But I've been putting a lot more extra work into them to make them even better. And the fact that we're approaching 100K makes me even more motivated to make better content for you guys, man. Daily good content every day. So check out the video that's coming out tomorrow. It is a long ass video, and what I was doing this whole day was I was actually making that video and making several other videos for you guys. So check out the video that's coming out tomorrow at 1 p.m. As always, and in my opinion, I love that video. It's crazy. It's like 30 minutes. It's almost 40 minutes long. It's 39 minutes long. And I just finished editing the audio portion of it, and I'm gonna finish making it into like a full video after the stream. So, I love it. Just check it out for tomorrow. I'm trying to make longer videos for you guys these days. So hopefully you guys will like that. And thank you for allowing me to get to the milestone that I am at right now. 10 more K, and we'll be at 100. And yeah, yes, I did it, kind of thing. So if you guys have any true scary stories of your own, send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com, and you can come in and talk to me and be on my YouTube channel. So, but without further ado, I have some stories here that are from viewers that didn't want to come on, but they sent me stories to read on my channel, and thank you guys so much. I chose a couple of ones that I found were pretty interesting, actually. There was one from Jack. So I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe Jack was... I told his story last time, and he really liked the fact that I did that, and he sent me a story too, and I'm just gonna narrate that for him right now. So yeah. Before we do that, actually, let's play some music, some creepy music. Story 2, for you personally. Hello, HS1. Thank you for reading my story. It wasn't aliens, I'm pretty sure. But if it had been, I would have gone a lot sooner. Anyways, thanks again for reading. I really appreciated it. I'll admit, I really kind of freaked out when you started reading it. Have a fantastic day or night, mate. Just an into to my email to you. Feel free to include it. And then blah, 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 blah. Starting from the age of 14, until I moved out at 19, many unexplainable events occurred in my house. My sister would be sitting in her room, and pictures would fall from her dresser. No one around to cause it to happen. She also had a full-body mirror that would swivel up and down on its own. I would hear faint whispers in my room late at night, mostly after the event of my first story.
and I once saw the top half of a woman hovering above me through the wall above my bed, just staring and smiling. My cousin saw a shadow figure run through one wall of a room, all the way to the other side and vanish through the other wall. When my sister would have friends over, strange events would occur. Once, she and her friend were watching a movie in the back room of the house when the TV suddenly turned off on its own. The circuit hadn't tripped since the lights were still on and the DVD player was still playing. Another time, she had a different friend and were watching a movie again and nothing happened. However, after they had fallen asleep, after changing out the movie to some comedy, they woke up to find the horror movie from earlier playing on loud volume. Well, that's enough about that house. They aren't as involved as the first, but they are part of my spooky history. But if you enjoyed these stories, just wait till my next one. It is by far the creepiest story I have, and as always, it's 100% factual events. All right, buddy. Set up a cliffhanger there, buddy. So yeah, thank you, Jack. Hope I did your story justice, but yeah, crazy. I'm waiting for that story now. That's very confident. I like that. Okay. So here's another one of my fans who have a story, and they're actually they're not from North America. I guess they're from Malaysia. That's pretty cool. So they're from someone from Asia. So thank you. It's Javin Fong. So they're like, "Hi, I've been listening to your channel about a year ago. I'm a fan on how you narrate and your voice. I've got some paranormal stories of my own. I hope you like it. Number one, this is sort of an urban legend. In Malaysia, there is this road to Genting Highland, the Karak Highway. It is said that there were numerous accidents happen there and it's haunted. There's this one that haunts me a lot, is that there were two friends driving their way back from Genting Highland in the middle of the night, and the driver started to tell his friend about the accidents that happened on the road. One of it being, a man was hit by a truck and passed away on the spot. By the end of the story, they heard a knock on the window. A head came in asking them if they were talking about him. Story 2. This is a story from a friend of mine. She was playing Pokemon Go during the Hungry Ghost Festival. I really don't know what's wrong with her, but she went to a cemetery to catch Pokemon. She had her AR mode turned on. So when she was trying to catch whatever Pokemon that was on her screen, she saw a lady figure standing beside one of the tombs. Long hair, almost fully covered her face, and only the mouth wasn't covered. My friend saw that figure smiling at her. Without much said, my friend quickly drove home, and luckily, nothing followed her back. Number 3. This is a personal experience of mine. Whenever I talk to people about it, there's always an uneasy feeling. When I was younger, about 5 or 6, I was in my old house, and no one was at home. So being a kid, TV was one of the main entertainment I had. I remember I was watching Disney Channel that time, and suddenly I felt thirsty. So I went to the kitchen to grab myself a cup of water, then walked to the living room again. Not long after, I heard chairs moving from the dining room. Being curious, I slowly walked to the dining room. You'll never expect that all those scenes from horror movies could happen to you. The chairs in the dining room were tidy. When I went to grab myself some water from the kitchen, and that time, the chairs were all around the dining room. Being afraid, I ran up to my room, locked the door, and stayed there until my mom came home. I really hope that I'll be able to join your live stream, though, because I've got too many stories to tell, and sending emails won't be enough for me. Thank you, and have a good day. Creepy music. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's kind of freaking me out, even though it's like midday right now, dude. So I'll start sending out emails to people. If you guys do have creepy stories, send them to horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Send me a blank email, and you can come in and share your own stories. I'm sending emails to people right now. You know, a lot of people were saying that I should have age limit, um, like an age limit on my stream because a lot of like really young kids come in and tell like weird stories. But now I've been more like, I guess, what's it called? Screening the emails I get, so I don't send them out to every single person, and hopefully, yeah, they'll get better quality stories. Like last week, people were saying it was like the best week of stories I've had in a long time. So I'm really happy about that, and I'm really proud of these streams improving along with my YouTube channel. So we have another ghost story actually. It's by one of my fans called Keith. Well, I used to live in a small town called Everett, Washington, in an apartment named North Creek, and there was this huge plot of woods. And my apartment was on the B building bottom floor. I slept in the living room, and there was this tiny window that overlooked the woods, and it always creeped me out. While everyone knew it was haunted, one day we went airsofting. I was fully dressed in full Vietnam era tiger stripe camo hat to toe, and the era's military gear and rifle. I was sitting in a thick bush with camo face paint. I was completely hidden. But then this girl, she must have been around 23 ish, crossed through the creek when she turns her head towards me and says, "You shouldn't be here." And me, being a little bewildered, just sits there, hidden, staring back at her. And she just walks deeper into the woods. So I wait to ambush my friends. So fast forward a couple months, and I walk to my high school, where I graduated almost, well, actually, a year and a half ago, to meet my then girlfriend. Let's call her Ash, for a band concert. When I came across the street to a fenced off pond with an island in the middle, I swear to God, I see the same girl on the island. I want to panic, but I don't tell Ash. And flash forward to near the beginning of summer, and my best friend, well, let's just call him Joseph. So let me tell you, Joseph and me are not small. He's a 6'1", 190, 19 pound, 119 pound, 119 LBS Mexican, and I'm a 5'11", 103 LBS German guy. And we were walking through the woods with my combat machete, and it was getting dark, so we start to walk back to my apartment, and we reach the street when I realize my wallet has fallen out. When we sat down, I get the mistake of going back by myself, so it's already as dark as hell. But I found my wallet because it was bright green, and I walked back to the road in my apartment. But then I hear walking to the south of me, and of course I looked to see who was there, and it was the same girl in the same clothes for the past month. I thought she was a junkie, so I was worried about the little kids. I took out my machete and started yelling at her to get the fuck out of here and to never come back, but she just stood there 30 feet away staring at me. So I walked towards, about 10 feet towards her, and she just turned to the west and walked behind a tree that's about 3 feet thick. So I'm waiting for her to reappear on the other side when all of a sudden, I swear to God, I am not lying, a very tall, must have been 7 or 8 foot tall human wolf hybrid standing on two legs was right there. And I booked it out of there, and Joseph is like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Didn't you hear me yelling?" And he replied saying, "No, it was dead silent in there from the road." Okay, this is quite a long story, but yeah, that's pretty creepy. Um, a little okay. I sorry. I really couldn't finish the rest of the story because it was kind of unreadable. But basically, the story is him running into this demon. Guys, one thing, try to proofread your stories. I know maybe this guy's not from North America, but his stories seem kind of the grammar was a bit off. I try my best. I try my best. But yeah, that's they basically there's just rest is just like a repeat of the ones in the part in the beginning kind of thing. So thank you, Keith, for your story. So let me send some more emails and then let's answer some viewer questions. If you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. I actually don't have it on right now, but I'm gonna open it now. Ooh. All right, let's answer some freaking questions, dude. Water.
Okay, so there's a lot of questions. There's questions like, do I go to school? Yeah, I'm going to university right now. Are you gay? No, I'm not. What are these questions, man? Okay, if you guys have any scary stories, send them to horrorstudio1@gmail.com. Okay, guys. But if you guys have any legit questions, I can. How old are you? 23. Asian chocolate milk, kind of. Yeah, it's like it's called milk. I don't know if you. Oh, it's called milk tea. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's answer some questions. Some people are coming on. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? No, I have not. You don't look 23. How old do I look? I like creepy pastas, but you ruined them. Oh shit, dude. I'm sorry. What's your job? YouTubing. Is your hair dyed? Yeah, my hair is dyed. I wasn't born like this. Have you ever thought of voice acting? Yeah. I kind of even feel like I'm doing it now. So the guy says you look younger. Thank you. 16. That's a bit too young. Maybe we won't want to be 16. I was really like, I know being 16 is a shitty age. Maybe like 20 or something, or 23 is okay. Always being 23 is pretty good. So we have one person in here, Kaylee. It's almost like my name, but yeah, you are here. Do you want to share a story? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Hey, what's up? Because I turned your volume way loud. What? How old are you and where are you from?
I am 13. I'm from Washington.
Jesus Christ, I feel so old. So, what kind of a story do you have?
I have a supernatural story, I would guess.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so it was happened 2 years ago, and me, my dad, my older brother, my older sister, and my younger brother went to my grandma's house down in Oregon. And what ended up happening was my dad was working construction with my grandpa. So when we got down there, it was pretty late, around 12. And my dad jumped out of the car and went to go help with what they were working on. And so we decided to drive up to my grandma's house. And my grandma's house is pretty far from town.
Yeah.
And the town was really small. So we were driving out, and there's a good portion of the road that's about 2 miles between houses. And halfway through, we see this youngish lady walking down the road, and my sister slows down, and we notice she's in a reddish dress, and her hair is covering her face, and it's totally blonde hair, and over her arm is a black coat, and she has high heels, just walking on the road barefoot and just looking down. And me and my brother get this weird sensation of just keep driving.
Wait, sorry. So you're saying she's bare feet, but she's holding high heels, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she didn't even look up at us, and our car lights were pretty light. So I don't know, like, normal person would look up. And my sister decides we should turn around and try helping her when me, my older brother, and my little brother are yelling at her just to keep driving. And so she turns around, and it took us like 2 minutes to turn around, and we drive back, and she's gone. We can't find her, and we go back down to where there's another house. And this is probably one of the creepiest parts. When we were going to turn around, our car has the sensor backup. So if there's something in front of behind the car, it beeps. And what beep, 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 like something was getting closer. It got so, there's so many beeps per second that it felt like the person was right beside the car.
Yeah.
But there was nothing there. And my sister lost it and sped out and drove up the road.
Jesus, okay.
Yeah, and then also another weird story that's been happening to me is, for some reason, in my room when it's totally dark, there's always something watching me.
How do you know that? You see eyes?
It's
this eyes.
well, I see this shadowy figure that's just standing there, and I yelled at it once, and it actually came at me. It hasn't hurt me, but it just like sort of just came towards me.
Okay.
So, and I've been like feeling this like dark thing watching me all the time. It's weird.
Yo, that's an intense story you have with your sister there, and the fact
Yeah.
that you don't actually sound 13. You have a very mature, like you tell stories very well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, better than like a lot of the other older people on here that have come on here.
Well, thank you.
No problem. So, how long have you been watching my videos? Just, I don't know.
About a year.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I love your videos. They're awesome.
Thanks. Thank you. Tell your friends to watch too, or listen.
Okay. My friend gets really scared from scary stories, so I'm not sure if she will.
Well, tell them you were on one of my videos, actually, not just you're actually here. You're actually
Yay.
fun, which is cool. Thank you, Kaylin.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so we have 2 other people in here. We have my friend Andrew, and we have this other gentleman. But I think the other guy came first, so I'm gonna go to one of my subscribers first, who actually has his face cam on, and then I'll go to my friend who I invited to come in today, Andrew. But we'll go to this guy first because he came in first, and I'm sorry, but your name is That's Funny Comedy. That's a funny name.
Yeah, that's my name.
All right, so do you game a lot?
I don't game. I actually want to make a YouTube channel, but I'm only 14 and I'm turning 15 soon, so I can't.
Okay, so you're going back to school soon and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going back to school. I'm excited.
You're excited for school? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I haven't. My friends, they don't keep up with me over the summer, so it's like.
Okay, you get to see them again. So, what kind of story do you have? Has it got to do with school? What kind of?
No, it's actually about. I went to the park at my town, and should I say it in detail, or should I like?
Yeah, be as detailed as possible. That'd be good.
Yeah, so my dad, I go there still, but not as late as this particular night. I went there like 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
The lights turn off at about 1 in the morning. I left at 12. And I went to this park, and so I play basketball, and I'm just hanging out watching the older kids play basketball for a little bit. Because I play with the older kids, and they're shooting hoops, and a guy walks up to me, and he says to me, "Dude, why don't you come look at my car? It's really cool." And I was like,
Let's not meet story, right? Sorry, buddy.
"Yeah, it's a Let's Not Meet story."
Yeah, keep going. Sorry.
And he says, and I'm like, I decline, obviously. It's like stranger danger number 1. Don't go to a random guy's car. And I'm outside, by the way. I just want to point that out. That's the weird background. And I'm out, and I'm still sitting there. And now, later, I'm about to walk down the street to my house. I live relatively close. And my dad picks me up halfway, too. So I'm walking down the street, and out of the corner of the eye, I see this guy following me. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, why is this guy following me? Well, I speed up. He speeds up. I slow down. He slows down. Well, I'm a very, like, I'm going to confront you. I'm not going to run away from you. So I was like, I turned around really fast and said, "Hey, back up, man." It was like, you're coming really close to me, and he's just offered me to see his car, and I was like, go away. I don't want this. It's very awkward, and the guy starts running after me. So rather than me running away, I like said, "Dude," and I pulled out my phone, and I said, "I'm going to call the police."
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's still coming after me. Well, at the exact moment the guy comes after me, my dad pulls up.
Yeah.
And he drives a police car.
Wait, your dad drive a police car?
Yeah, he's a retired police officer, so he has an old police car.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that. So, he's drives up, and the guy sees the police car.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he takes off, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Back to the basketball court. And my dad sees this, and he's like, says to me, Jake, that's my real name, by the way, Jake, and he says to me, do you know who that was? And I was like, no, some guy tried to follow me. Well, like, we looked up something later happened in the newspaper. We didn't look anything up. Something later happened in the newspaper. Someone who wasn't as smart as I am to, like, say, go away and I'm not going to get in your car. You know, this person who was interested in cars went with him. And that kid they found him a month later, and he was raped.
He was raped?
Sadly, he was raped.
Was he dead?
No, just very, like, scared. Like, he had to get therapy, and it was really bad.
Which state did this happen in?
Connecticut. And normally, you wouldn't think it would happen in Connecticut. You'd think, at least where I live in Connecticut, you'd think it'd be more in the city area.
Right.
We live in the woodsy suburb area. I was really, like, when the guy came up to me and asked for the car, I was shocked for that.
How did he look like, this guy?
He looked like an average guy, you know? He was, like, in college, and
He was a young guy?
he was a young guy. Well, maybe not in college, but, like, he just got out of college. I tried to erase the memory, but he just got out of college, and so that guy came up to me, and it was very sad, and it was very scary, and yeah. And I'm actually kind of happy my dad brought the police car that day.
Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing is, I think because your dad's used to be in the police force, you learned a lot about that stuff as well, right?
Yes, I did. So I knew about stranger danger and stuff. And the guy is in jail for a good amount of time. I don't remember how long.
Okay. Yo, if you can, send me like a link to the news article or something. Maybe I'll talk about it in a podcast.
It was in the newspaper. I don't know if I have a link online, but I don't know about the newspaper.
Yeah, sure. I mean, send me a link or something, man.
Alright, I will.
Thank you, bro.
Have a good day.
Thanks, Jake. Wow, I'll be honest. A lot of these young kids coming on are like, the quality of their stories is getting better and better. I will be honest. It's good. I like that. Thank you so much. So we have Andrew in here. Andrew.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, man. What's up? Long time no see. Andrew.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Good to hear from you. It's been a while.
Yeah, man. Yo, sorry about before, man. I was just been really busy in the summer, and
yeah,
we haven't talked or connected in so long.
I know. It's hey, by the way, I just want to say before I tell my story, my spoopy story here. Shouts out to the chat, all them Harambe lovers over there, all them Keemstar lovers, you know, all that good stuff, man. You know,
Harambe for the win, man.
I'm all about that. I have a Harambe shirt on, or I don't have it on, but I have it. It's in my wore it yesterday, so I can't wear. I'm sorry, chat. I'm deeply disappointed in all of you right now, but it's okay because it's even gonna be worse because my story is kind of like
it has to do with Harambe.
Scary. Yeah, no, yeah, right. My experience with Harambe, yeah, in my dreams. I had a dream. He visited me in a dream once.
Crazy, crazy.
No, but hey, man. Well, first of all, I wanted to first congratulate you on your 90K.
Thank you.
Keep kicking ass, man. That's great. That's all of us here on the chat. All the memers over here, all of them really appreciate what you're doing, and I, for one, appreciate you. You helped me out a lot, so I'm thrilled for your success. I was able to talk to a friend of yours, apparently, or a person you've at least worked with recently, David from Lupus Creepus. He said some good things about you. So
you guys work together?
I had him on the show. So on my show. So yeah, it was pretty cool. He's a good guy.
He's a cool dude. I haven't actually talked to to be honest, because I've been so busy these past couple of months, I haven't really talked to anybody in the horror community for like 2 to 3 months. That's kind of why I kind of like, yeah. And I like for the streams, I kind of just started coming back to them, to be honest. So that's kind of why. But how's your wrestling channel going, man? Your wrestling.
Dude, it's interesting. If I have my my throat, I'm still in recovery. I went to SummerSlam over in Brooklyn.
Oh shit!
Last weekend, so been very busy about all that kind of stuff. But show's still going on. We're still doing it.
Nice.
It's very exciting, and you know, I'm not here to sell my show at all. I'm here to talk to you, man. You know, again, your success, and
Not really.
but you know, I appreciate your asking. It's been good.
Come on, it's not really success. Come on. Come on.
Also, Harambe, he told me to be on, so there you go.
There you go. So what kind of a story do you have actually? Is it a dream or?
It's actually a let's not meet. I'm gonna try this out. It's a let's not meet that happened a couple years ago. Happened as a sophomore in college. Believe it or not, kiddies, I'm 23 years old as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we're a
is.
bunch of old shits over here.
Yeah,
Anyway, my okay, so it's kind of funny, but I'll tell you because there's a bit of eeriness that's going on here as well. So it's Valentine's Day, sophomore year. I'm going to a supermarket. All right, so I'm going to a supermarket, and I'm buying flowers at the supermarket because for my date. You know, that's what classy boys do. We go to a supermarket to buy flowers and chocolate. Anyway, we do that, and I'm with my buddy Nick, and we're just kind of messing around, trying to get some Oreos. We're getting some bacon. You know, just what all college students like to eat, you know, nowadays and all that stuff. So, you know, we're kind of walking through the halls, and we see this woman.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, she's pushing this cart by herself, kind of yelling at everybody, just like not saying anything, but kind of just spewing out nonsense. And you know, we're like, okay, that's interesting. And we're kind of just like, I kind of look at that, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. Keep going with my day. My friend Nick, he's kind of like, we got to get out of here. Like, you know, with my luck, she's gonna follow us and all that stuff. Regardless, she starts following us. I kind of look back, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. Keep going.
Keep going.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so you know, with that luck again, you know, she starts following us, and she starts kind of muttering, like, you know, kind of looking at us. I don't really know what's going on. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of just like going on with my day. You know, I'm like, hey, I'm stoked. I'm going to see a movie with this girl. You know, it's all good. And then she starts kind of catching up, and she actually starts to talk to us. Mm-hmm. You know, her mutterings, her weird ramblings are now in our direction. She's actually talking to my friend Nick, and she looks at us and she's like, "Hey, kids." And we're like, yo, okay, all right.
Circus performer. Hey, kids.
Hey, yeah, exactly. It's like you want to see like a magic trick or something. It was weird. Anyway, I'm kind of just like, I'm tickled by this whole thing. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to her because I want to see what she's all about. I'm gonna see what her life's all about.
But
and I'm like, yo, I get, or I'm just insane. So I'm like, oh,
fucking bored as hell, dude.
You know, maybe. I mean, hey, I don't know if I was drinking that day, but you know. PG. Anyway, I'm like, oh, how you doing, miss? And she's like, you know, laying on the charm, you know, that's what I'm trying to do. And she's like, oh, you know, that's very nice of you, and I wanted to ask you got some flowers there. And I said, yeah, I got some flowers, you know, like, you like the flowers? And she's like, yeah, they're very nice flowers, like, who are they for? And I'm like, you know, I try to explain to her what's going on, you know, I'm going on a date for Valentine's Day. And she's like, you know, my old man, like, my husband, he hasn't bought me flowers in 20 years for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And she's like, you know why? And I'm like, no, of course I don't know. I don't even know you. She's like, we've been divorced for 20 years. I'm like, okay, so you've been, okay, that explains it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, do you know how old I am? And I'm like, okay, this is kind of taking a turn here because, you know, the kids in the chat, I mean, you should know, you don't ask a woman how old she is. You don't do that. It's not polite. And she's like, you know, I don't remember what she said. I wasn't really listening. At this point, she was kind of talking to my friend, and she's like, well, I'm, you know, let's say she's like 65, and my friend made the biggest mistake of saying, you look great for your age.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, thank you. And then, my friend was holding chocolate, and she was like, oh, are those for somebody? And he's like, they're kind of for me. I'm kind of just like, I'm kind of be alone tonight. I just kind of want to eat these. And she's like, I'll be with you tonight.
Okay.
So here's my friend. He had to get some help, sometimes trying to get a date, but like this time he did it all on his own.
On his own. Yeah.
He had a great time with her. No, and then she said the best part. She said, "Listen, Sonny, you know what they call people like me?" And we're like, "Crazy?" And she's like, "They call me a gilf." Now, kids, if you don't know what a gilf is, take a milf and then add a generation, and you'll get what a gilf is. And
Man, you're kidding.
then I suddenly all of a sudden was like, "Man, I think we're gonna go. I think I'm just gonna, go to the date early, and all that stuff. So I'll keep the seat warm."
Yeah.
So I walked away. My friend followed soon after, and that's don't meet old creepy women in White Plains, New York, on Valentine's Day.
Dude, are you fucking serious?
That all happened.
Happened?
That all happened. I cannot tell a lie.
Oh my god. Why didn't you tell us before?
I think it was. It's a great question. I'm very happy.
The first story you ever told on the stream,
You might be right. I would have won over the great chat instantly with that story. Unless they really all hated the story, then
No, I thought it was
some work to do. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of
Do you
you.
have like a real scary one though? This one seems, I don't know.
That's a great question. Do you mind? I want to think about it. I also want to make sure I tell the story correctly. I'll be on next week, and I'll tell you. I got a good scary story I can tell you.
That works too.
All right. I just don't want to be rambling on,
Yeah. Dude, do you want to stay today, or you want to get going?
I'll stay on. You can just mute me. I'll
Okay.
stay on. I'll I'm gonna get some. I'll get some munchies. I'll get some food.
Nice.
You can't have any, but I'll eat some of it, and we'll go on from there, my friend.
All right. I'll talk to you maybe after the stream or something, or we'll
Excellent. All right. Yeah.
do
No
something.
doubt. Okay.
Okay, so we have. Wow, that was fucking amazing. Oh man. Okay, so we have Jilly Royalty. That's a pretty hardcore name. Hey, what's up?
Hi. So, yeah, my last name is German.
Hi. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 16 and I'm from Maryland.
Maryland. I made a video and I called it Maryland.
Yeah, people always pronounce the Y. It's just Merland.
Have you watched the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah, they filmed that in my neighborhood. A part of it.
Oh shit! Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so what kind of a story is it? Supernatural?
It's about an abandoned school near my.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Let's hear it.
All right, so this isn't as scary as any of the other stories, but so my friends and I were walking, and it's from my house. If you look out, you see an abandoned school. Then behind that is an abandoned church.
Hmm.
So we had walked past the abandoned church, and then on our way to the church. Sorry, I'm really bad at this. On our way to the church, we threw some rocks at the windows of the school.
Why would you do that?
All the windows are broken, but so we were throwing rocks, and a little bit were they broke and stuff. So we. What am I trying to say? So, anyways, on our way back, we were passing the church, and we were talking about cults and stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah.
This is spazzing out.
No, it's fine.
So.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
So on our way back from the church, we were talking about because we were passing the church, and the exit sign kind of made it glow red inside because it was pitch black everywhere else.
Yeah.
So we started talking about cult and stuff, and all that, and I was well, maybe someone's in the church doing some demonic stuff, and so once we came back, we looked at the school, and all the windows were gone, they were out of
Wait,
It
so
came from when we went to the school, to like the church,
yeah.
and we were all a bit freaked out because we were just talking about. We were all freaked out because we were just talking about like demons and stuff. So they ran, and the next day, because it's like really close, I went and like everything was all boarded up. So that was creepy.
It's a fast. Wait, so can you do me one favor? Do you mind to just switch off the chat that's playing on your other screen, on your other window?
Just switch off the chat that's playing on your other screen.
There's like an
Your other
echo.
window.
You do have very-
There's like an echo.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
There is like kind of like an echo that's
You do have very
every time I talk.
That's
You know how there's two screens?
Every time I
One you're talking, and there's
Hold
another-
on.
You know, there's two screens. There's another one.
You know what?
You know what?
I have no idea what's going on, to be honest. My laptop is spazzing out.
Like crazy? Jesus.
Like crazy?
Yeah.
All right, I'm. First one second.
All right, I'm.
Oh my god, it's causing my stream.
God.
to- you can't even-
It's causing my stream to be muted.
Okay, that's better. Okay, so I kind of had to mute her for it because it kept on repeating everything twice. But hardcore story. I wanted to ask some questions actually. So what I'm getting from the story is you and your friends walking by the school, abandoned school, threw rocks at it, and then you said there was people inside the school with the satanic cult, or was it the church satanic cult? So I'm gonna unmute you now, and I want you to explain that.
And I want you to explain that.
Alright, no, so we were walking past the church, right?
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh, she's like totally muted right now. What the hell?
Because I do Ouija board. I was talking about that stuff, and I was like, we should come back with our Ouija board. But then, once we passed the school, it was all like jacked up, so that freaked him out because the doors and the windows, like we had just thrown rocks at the windows, so we knew that they were there. But we only threw one. There's like the school wall is like a bunch of windows, and all the windows and the doors were like out. But there wasn't like glass or anything on the floor or like, and so we went back the next day and it was all like boarded.
That's fucking hardcore.
That's fucking
What do
hardcore.
you think that is?
That is.
I have no idea.
No idea, like
No idea, like the
Illuminati, man.
Illuminati, man.
I know, because we were also talking about aliens that night and like the Men in Black.
Mm.
So like, I was pretty creeped out.
I would be too, man. Okay, well, thank you.
I would be too, man. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Come back next time. But the so many technical difficulties
Come back next.
with Jilly's story. But thank you for coming on and telling your story. I had to meet you again because it just kept repeating what I was saying. Sorry, but thank you for coming on. For real, for real. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Thanks for everything. So we have our next. You can stay on if you guys want. We have our next speaker is Lizzy, aka Blanca. Like, how do you pronounce your name? Which name is it? Lizzy. Liz. Oh my goodness. So she is. I don't think she's available right now. Okay, that's fine. Let's just narrate a story then. So you guys have any of your own stories, send a blank email to horrorstudio1@gmail.com and I will get you in here to share your own experiences if you guys would like. Hello. Oh, she's gone. Okay. I thought she turned her thing. Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much.
So you sound young. How old are you and where are you from?
Oh, I live in Florida, and I'm 13.
Okay, so what kind of, well, I mean, 13's a really popular number tonight. Everybody here has been 13. What kind of story do you have for us?
Oh, I have a paranormal one.
Nice. What happened?
Okay, so I used to live in this like apartment, and everyone used to say that it was haunted and stuff like that, but I didn't believe it. But actually, one night, my parents left to a party because my aunt was throwing one, and I chose to stay home because I had a lot of homework to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was upstairs, and then I heard some, like, I have a closet that has an attic, and I heard some footsteps, and I thought it was just like an animal or something. But then I heard it again, and I started getting creeped out. So I went downstairs, and I started hearing some like creaks on my stairs because I had a 2-floor apartment. And then I started getting creeped out. So I called my mom, and she said to don't worry about it, because she said, so yeah. And then I waited a little bit. And then I called my friend. She's the one who said that my apartment was haunted. And she said that, like, an old man used to, like really weird old man used to live in my apartment, and he died. It's like and then I went upstairs again, and then I went to lay down because I was done with my homework and everything. So yeah, and then I went to lay down, and I woke up at like 12 p.m. I mean, yeah, no. Oh, I keep on missing it.
Yeah, it's fine. Just yeah.
And then? Yeah, and then in the corner of my eye, I saw like a really like dark figure. I couldn't like tell what it was. Like, and then I got up and I started searching my room, and it wasn't there. Like, I got really creeped out. And then the next day, I asked my friend, like, how, like, I told my friend like that I saw something there.
Yeah.
And she told me that she told me something that she didn't tell me before. She told me that the man used to be like, someone told her that the man used to do like satanic things in the house, like, you know,
like sacrificing goats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well. Sorry if the story was kind of like.
What? That's it?
Yeah.
That was underwhelming, man. Jeez, you just broke the tradition of 13-year-olds being good. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but it must have been creepy.
Yes, it was really creepy. I got freaked out.
But I'll be honest, I'm disappointed with your story.
Yes, really. I'm too.
So what's the punch? So you think you saw the old man in the corner of your eye and stuff?
Huh?
You thought you saw the old man in the corner of your eye? That's the scary part?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you still live in that house right now, or?
Oh no, I moved.
Okay, nice. How old are you when this happened?
I was 12.
So 1 year ago. Who's that in the back?
Oh, that's my little brother.
Tell him to be quiet. You're on YouTube right now. I'm kidding. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Your name is awesome. Lizzy Gonzalez, a.k.a. Blanca. That's hardcore, man.
Yeah.
Awesome name. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you too.
Oh my goodness. Yo. So, if you guys have any of your own stories, send them to horrorstudio1@gmail.com. And yeah, send me a blank email and I will get you in here, actually. So today we have some other stories that I have from viewers that I'm going to narrate for you guys. And yeah, please send me an email and you can get in here. This chat is just awesome. I love the chat.
It's a wonderful chat.
It's a wonderful fucking chat, I swear to God. What is going on here, man? What the hell? Did you get food yet, or?
I have food. Yeah, I do. It's been good. It's good. I was enjoying the story as I was eating my food.
That story was, I don't know.
Hey, much respect to the reader. You know, I understand. Hey, you're young. You're trying this out. I mean, I suck at this, and I'm 23. So there you go.
No, you're pretty good, man. You have one of the best. Like, to be honest, you should do YouTube, man. Serious.
You know, I'd love to. I actually tried when I was in high school, and those are some cringy days. But you know, what's up?
Gaming videos?
Yeah, gaming videos, gaming collection videos. Like I'm like, today I'm gonna show you my NES collection.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was before this horror subgenre came out, you know, and I'm like, man, like this is some cool stuff. So
yeah, for real, this genre came out, I think it was like 2000. I mean, this like true scary stories came out like a year ago.
It really did.
It really did. And then that's when I started, which I guess I'm pretty like fortunate, to be honest. I gotta thank the community for
Well, Corpse Husband, he's the man.
Yeah.
You know, You Are Maker. You know, a lot of them, you know, all you guys started at the same time. So
yeah, it's weird. All of us, you know, started everyone that is like has a okay fan base started at the same month. I realized
it was like April of 2015, like, right?
Yeah, or April of 2000. Like I started May 1st, 2015, and everybody started May or April 2015.
Yeah. And I discovered all of you guys like a year ago. So
crazy shit. Okay, I'm gonna narrate this story. It's pretty long.
Do it.
All right, thank you, buddy. And yeah, it's freaking long, dude. Okay, so
True. My encounter with the devil and my lost best friend. True paranormal stories. And it's by my fan, Minnie. I've always been fascinated with the paranormal and believed in ghosts and the unexplained. What happened that night, eating me inside, and I need to tell the world the truth. This story happened to me 2 years ago when my best friend and roommate Sky and I were 18 years old. We were driving home from a movie on the 115 freeway in Provo, Utah. It was dark, and it just started to rain hard. We realized that there was not a car in sight, which is really odd because this time of night, there'd be a lot of cars on the freeway. All of a sudden, we saw far up ahead a man walking, hitchhiking. Sky told me to pull over for this man, so we could barely see the rain coming down hard. He looked like he was homeless. He had a limp covered in rags, back hunched over. As we got closer and closer, we both started to get this bad vibe. And my stomach started twisting inside, feeling scared and anxious about picking this stranger up. So I told Sky that my gut feeling was telling me not to stop. And Sky felt the same way. When we were about to drive past him, I sped up faster. As soon as we passed, we immediately both looked in the rearview mirror to see how he'd react, but he wasn't there anymore. Not a single sign of him. We were scared and confused, but as soon as we looked at the road, we saw this long, evil, slim, pale face with big black eyes and a big, creepy grin on its face come from in front of the car super fast, straight through the windshield towards us, pops its face in the car right under the rearview mirror, looks at us both and says, "I heard you've been looking for me." And not even a second later, the face fades, disappearing into thin air. All of a sudden, Sky starts sobbing hysterically loud and hard. I ask her, "What the hell was that? Why are you crying?" Sky cries out, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." Earlier this week, I've been questioning the existence of the devil. So I started praying out to him to reveal himself to me because I didn't believe he was real. I'm so sorry. As soon as she said she was sorry, we crashed into a tree. And Sky died on impact. Unfortunately, she didn't have her seatbelt on, and I did, so I survived with a broken collarbone and a few minor cuts and bruises. Sky's death was ruled out accidental, even though it was far from an accidental accident. I haven't talked about this since the police investigation, and even then, I couldn't tell the detective the truth because he would have either thought I was lying and think I was making this up to cover the truth and arrest me, put me in a psych ward, assume I was using drugs, or even worse above all. I tried so hard to forget that night. I don't care if you don't believe me because I know in my heart the truth and what happened. I know what I saw with my own eyes as clear as if it were yesterday. It feels so good to finally let it out like a big weight is lifted from me. I will never forget the worst night when I lost my best friend and when we saw the devil. It will always haunt me. Okay, so there is a part 2 to this. Give me one sec. Hardcore. So if you guys have any stories, send me a blank email, horsedew@gmail.com. Let's read part 2 of the same story. Okay, just a little background information. I am 21 years old, and all my life, I have been fascinated by the paranormal and the unexplained mysteries of our universe. The adrenaline rush when I hear a scary story, or the excitement of fear when I see shadows in the dark, or watch a scary-ass movie, I absolutely love it. It scares the hell out of me, but I can't explain the high of it all. Every house we've been in, scary, unexplained shit has happened to us. Somewhere in Utah County for the sake of anonymity. During the 1800s, there used to be a cemetery right under where the school campus was built. So everyone had a tombstone. So not all the bodies were moved to the other town. So we lived right above fucking dead bodies, right? The first 3 years living there was perfect. It wasn't until last year something dark and evil consumed our home. In that house when I was 15, it all started one time when my best friend Sky was sleeping on her stomach, with her arms folded underneath her forehead. We were poor and couldn't afford bed frames. Shit, we couldn't afford real beds. Picture a spun the size of a twin mattress on the tiled floor. That's what we slept on. So my 16-year-old sister at the time walks in as Sky is sleeping. My sister sits on our dresser and starts whistling Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. The whole time she's whistling, in my opinion, a creepy-ass kid song. She hears Sky, who's sleeping head face down in the pillow, sound like she's quietly cleaning her throat or coughing, then muffling throughout the whole whistling of that song. My sister is looking down at her and starts getting this bad feeling and fear come over her. As soon as my sister stops whistling, Sky jumps up, sits up quickly, crying her eyes out and yelling at my sister in her British accent. What the fuck? I can't do a British accent. What the fuck? Why didn't you help? I don't know how to do a fucking British accent. What the fuck? Why didn't you help me? My sister was confused. What the hell are you talking about? Sky crying so hard, stumbling over her words. You didn't see? My sister was puzzled and asked, see what? Sky, terrified, explained, when I was asleep, I heard you coming in. And when you started whistling, I heard footsteps walking towards me. As I lifted my head up, I saw a tall lady, all white, wearing a long white dress, with long black hair running down her chest to the floor, walking slowly towards me with an evil face. As soon as she gets right in front of me, she grabs my neck, lifting me up, just enough for her head to be raised up with my body still on the bed. I was trying to stop her, but I was paralyzed as I was grasping for air, almost about to pass out. I was trying to scream for her help, then she finally let go, disappeared, and I got up. After telling my sister, they ran and got the hell out of that room, booked it through the hallway to the living room where I was watching TV. They were terrified as they were telling me what happened. My sister excited because she's a huge paranormal fan too, but scared as hell. And Sky, whose face was flushed, crying and shaking in fear. While my sister was telling me what happened, Sky starts complaining that her neck hurts so much. We lifted her long, curly black hair that was covering her neck, and to our surprise, there was a big black handprint on her neck, too big to match any of ours. Weeks go by, and this house is starting to get even worse. In the day or night, you sit in the living room, you can see down through the hallway black shadows running from room to room across from each other. One night, me and my sister fell asleep watching some movies in the living room, and when we wake up, hearing our glass Coke bottles cracked open by themselves, Not even a second later, another one pries open, then another, as the bottle caps fall on the floor, clink, 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 clink. We both rush into the kitchen. No one is there. And the 3 Coke bottles open, pouring out onto the counter. It was getting so bad that all of us, my mom, 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and I couldn't sleep that night. Almost every night, we would see our doorknobs slowly turning from doors that would be locked and only be able to open from the inside of the room and nothing else. Coming home to water turned up all the way, running from every sink in the house, or all the lights in the house on, or waking up to eerie whistling or chanting at 3 in the morning every single night. One night, my mother was sleeping on her bed. She was the only one with a normal bed and bed frame. I was sitting on the floor, leaning my back against her bed. She's sleeping on her side, facing the TV. I'm watching Beauty Shop, and all of a sudden I get a feeling of dread and fear. And I turn back to look at my mom, and she's okay, sleeping peacefully. So I hesitantly brush the feeling away. Not even a minute later, that feeling comes back even stronger. I quickly turn to look at my mom. She's sleeping, but she's mumbling words and stuttering, so I can't understand her. But I quickly start shaking her. Mom, wake up. Mom, are you okay? Please, please wake up, I yelled. But I'm thinking to myself, with the amount of force I used to shake her, she should be waking up, or at least pushing me, telling me to go away or something. But nothing. I quickly run out of the room, down the hall, screaming to everyone in the house, I need help, please. Hurry, Mom's in trouble, help. We all run into the room, and my brother lifts my mom up to sit her up, and she wakes up. Her face looks terrified. She quickly tells us all to kneel down. We need to say a prayer. My mom was too afraid to explain what happened. Then, a few weeks go by. She finally builds the courage to tell my older brother what happened. She said, me and Lana, who is me, were sitting and watching a movie. Then I fell asleep all of a sudden, and I felt pressure on my legs started to hurt. As I looked up to see why my legs were hurting, there was an old lady sitting on my legs. She looked so evil, the same lady who was choking Sky, lady all white, tall, evil, eerie face, long black hair. Scared the shit out of us all. This is the worst experience that's happened to me. So one of our last nights at that dreadful house, everyone was at their friend's house, and my mom was at school working late, grading papers as usual. The sun had almost gone, with a little light outside, so I decided to take my usual shower at my mom's bathroom, which was in her room. As I got dried and dressed, I took one step out of the bathroom, and all the lights shut off for a split second. I see out my window, and it's just my house with a power outage. Then all of a sudden, a loud, eerie, low ha right in my ear. Not the ha ha sound like someone is laughing. Ha, no. This was like someone is exhaling with their mouth wide open. That kind of ha sound. All of a sudden, chills fall down my spine, and I see that same tall, skinny, evil-faced lady with black as night eyes, white dressing, floating 1 feet off the ground. Pushes me back into the bathroom. I slam into the wall, and I'm being clawed on my neck. She's strangling the life out of me. I can't breathe. She literally is intangible. I can't feel her. It's just I'm trying to stop her, but I don't feel anything but air. I'm so terrified I can't break free. While the evil spirit is choking me, she's lifting me up at least 2 feet off the ground. I turn my head to look at her reflection in the mirror. I see nothing standing there choking me. All I see is myself levitating off the ground, being strangled by nothing. What the hell is happening? While this is going on, the lady lets out this screech. This out-of-the-world scream like this woman is being burned alive. How can you defend yourself? That's from something you can't even touch. At this point, I tell myself, this is it. You're a dead girl now. Being a religious person, with whatever breath I have left, I struggle, but get myself to barely say, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command you to leave. I mouthed it 2 more times, and just when I was about to give up, my head starts pounding and throbbing. My body starts tingling all over and gets numb in my eyes and mouth. It feels like they're gonna pop out of my head. Everything starts getting brighter and dizzy. I felt like my head was going to explode. I lose all hope. And as soon as I close my eyes and welcome death, accepting defeat, I finally break free. My eyes are puffy. As I start sobbing, the lights turn on back. I don't wait around for any more spirits to have at me. So I run like hell out of that house to my brother's friend's house, and I tell him what happened. We sit outside waiting for everyone to come home. Finally, everyone gets back. My brother tells them what happened. My sister quickly looks at my neck, and it's bleeding bad with deep scratching claw marks all over my chest and neck. Bad bruising and black fingerprint bruise marks. We left everything there. I moved the hell out and never looked back. I still can't believe what happened to me, and I am so grateful we are not living in that evil, horrible house anymore. Paranormal stuff still happened to us. I guess whatever it was has been following us from house to house because every house we've been in has been haunted. I don't think it's the houses that are haunted, it's us. I've always wanted to have my palms read or talk to a psychic or medium, but I'm too scared of what my reading will be. I don't dare mess around with Ouija boards or put video cameras up. I feel that it just provokes and attracts the spirits more and makes shit worse. Be careful out there. I truly believe that there are evil and good forces out there beyond our comprehension that shouldn't be meddled with. Let the dead rest in peace and stay there. This is by far the worst paranormal experience that's happened to me, and I've been possessed 3 times. Feel free to change the words, edit, whatever. It's your story now. Your biggest fan.
Whoa. That's getting chills. A little bit, man, a little bit. All right, let me send some links. Thank you so much, Minnie. I like that story a lot. Okay, so I sent out a couple of links. If you guys have any questions, you can put it in the chat. We'll do a quick Q&A maybe.
A quick Q&A and then wait for people to come in. So if any questions, put it in the chat and I will answer them. How do I get on next week? You can get on this week if you want. So just send me a blank email at horrorstudio1@gmail.com. And I will send you a link through the same email. I'll reply to you and then you can come in and tell your own stories if you want. Or if you have epic stories like the one I just told, you can have me narrate it. But I would actually prefer you come in and tell yourself. Yeah. Because my voice is getting dry too, like Jesus.
Hey Haley, you want me to go on in the comment section here, dig up some questions for you?
No, I see it. I see it.
Oh, you do? Okay. Oh, my bad. I'm new to this. Oh.
Yeah. No, I have both screens open. Oh shit.
No, my bad.
It's okay as long as it's not copyrighted.
Right. Yeah. No. Right. No. We don't want that. We don't want that.
Don't want that. No, seriously. Even in live streams, copyrighted music, you can't monetize the videos. It's crazy.
It's madness.
Yeah, even in live streams, that's like why. Like, anyways, there is some. I'm just seeing all the. There's one question: are you the narrator of Horror Studio 1? No, I'm just some guy that hacked into his channel and is doing a live stream.
Wow.
I am the narrator. I know I sound different.
the mystique wears off entirely when you do these. I bet
Yeah.
you don't have the music behind you. You know.
That's the thing, yo. The thing is, a lot of people just have this too much of like a mystique.
Oh well, I got in the
Kind of different, dude.
Well,
I know, right? Yeah.
All right, so we have one person in here. You're a Bolts. Hey,
Oh
buddy.
hi, dude.
Hi. How old are you and where are you from?
I'm 14 and I'm from Washington State.
What kind of story do you have?
It's I'm not sure if it's paranormal, but I have general somatic hallucinations.
What is that? Explain.
It gives you the feeling as if your body's being cut up or if like there's animals on you.
Oh shit. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So this happened probably when I was about, let's say, 12. I went on this school trip.
Sorry, no. When did you get this sickness then? It's interesting.
I don't know. As long as I remember, I've had it.
You always had it?
Yeah, pretty much.
What has the doctor said about it? What's the worst thing that's happened to you that you like? What do you mean being cut up?
When I was 7, I had the feeling like if my arm was being like cut open.
Jesus Christ! Just randomly, or do you have to be asleep?
No, I have a lot of dopamine in my brain, so it sort of does that.
Okay.
So it's like a mental problem. It doesn't really affect me if I take medicine, but.
So you had to take medication.
But if I don't take it, it's unbearable. So this sort of goes on to the story.
Okay.
So my dad used to work for this mining company, and so we had to go overseas to Suriname. Like Brazil. It's a little bit over Brazil. So I lived there for about 3 years, and we lived in this sort of gated community where they were like building houses because it was pretty new.
Yeah.
But it was pretty close to the border where there's like these weird Indian like cult thingies. For example, for money they would like sell off their children to this demonic snake or something.
What the hell? Where is this?
In Suriname. It's a country.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow.
So we found this really weird house, like it has like graffiti on it and there's like stuff and where like a bunch of guys would hang out?
Yeah.
Like normal yeah. But we went to the second floor and we found probably the weirdest thing. So we found this red-tailed boa because there's a lot of those over there. There's these like boas but they're red-tailed. And it was completely sliced open in half and we sort of fiddled with it and we took pictures and stuff. But I didn't take pictures because I'm not a big fan of gore. So we sort of fiddled around with it, and my pill sort of ran out, so I couldn't really move because it hurt so much.
Yeah.
So I was left alone there with that dead snake. It was probably around 6 o'clock, and I don't know if it was a hallucinative like part of like the disease, but I sort of really, really badly felt if somebody was touching the back of my neck and sort of tearing it apart. I'm not sure if it was part of my disease, but I felt like I was being choked by that snake. And I usually only get like this feeling on one part of my body at a time, or sometimes I feel like a bunch of animals are like around my body, like ants.
Yeah.
But it was the first time I had the feeling of like somebody clawing at the back of my neck, and this feeling was really, really painful to me. And my friends weren't coming back. And after a couple minutes, I felt like I was hearing somebody call my name. I thought it was my friend. But after a while, I just sat there for about 30 minutes, probably going insane myself. And it started to get dark, and my friends weren't really coming. And the pain, and about 20 minutes later, I was already crying. I was just in a lot of pain. And the snake there, and it just gave me the feeling of I was being played around with.
Right.
I don't know if there was something there playing around with me, but it hurt so much. And the memory of just being like that pain just felt different from the normal pain. The normal pain is like feeling like a burning, like if when you burn yourself, like stinging. But this felt like it was actually tearing my skin off.
So you thought could it be the ghost of the snake, you're saying?
No, I don't think snakes have souls or anything like that.
Okay.
So I'm part of this sort of, my family's kind of religious, and we moved back to the States about 2 years afterwards.
Yeah.
And every now and then, till this day, I have the feeling of that clawing in my neck, even if I don't have the pills, and it's sort of stuck to me. I don't know what it is or what causes it, but I'm pretty sure, or I feel like if somebody just sort of stuck onto me thanks to that. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me.
Man, that's a cool story, dude. I'll be honest.
Okay, well, yeah, that's my story. I've been trying to get in the stream. I sent you with a bunch of different emails, but I couldn't get in.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing it, dude.
Okay, bye, man.
Wow, interesting stuff, actually. That's
Okay, bye.
peace. And I like your ceiling.
I was just about to say that. Oh, I love this. I love that. That's great. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking. But that was great. That was fantastic. You're the man. Your story scared the hell out of me. Well done.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Ghost snake, dude. Ghost snake. But he says snakes don't have souls.
I hate snakes.
They're soulless.
I hate snakes so much.
All right, so we have Exovex. It's a cool name, bro. Okay, Exovex left. So let's go with Harleen. Harleen has her camera on, so that's pretty cool. Harleen's probably trying to figure out how to. It's on her face. Hey, your sound. Oh. Let's go. Harleen, turn the sound on, maybe, like the speaker, the input. Do you know how to do that? Trying to turn it on. But if not, maybe come in with a different device. Maybe another laptop or something. That'd be easier. Okay, so let's go to Aaron. Aaron J. Medina. Aaron J. Medina. Oh, you got it to work?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Okay, it was on mute for some reason. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it's technology. Maybe I muted you. I'm not even sure. So what kind of a story do you have? How old are you and where are you from?
I am 32 and I currently live in North Carolina.
Nice. What time is it over there?
Oh, it is 7:24.
7:24, exactly the same time as Toronto. So what kind of a story do you have?
I would call it, it's somewhere between sleep paralysis and demonic.
Nice. Okay. Let's hear it.
Well, I share a room with my two boys in the house I live in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And my youngest son sleeps in his own bed, but my oldest son, because of how small our room is, sleeps in the same bed with me.
Yeah.
Well, one night I was laying there on my side, and my son, he likes to sleep against the wall. Well, my eyes popped open, and I felt like I couldn't move at all. And I was like, okay, this is weird. This has never happened to me before.
Mm-hmm.
So I managed to be able to roll my eyes to the foot of my bed. Have you ever seen the movie Legend with Tom Cruise?
No.
Well, there's a demon in that movie. It's supposed to be like Lucifer himself.
Okay.
And he's got this really huge horns and wings.
Yeah.
The thing looked like that, and it was hunched over at my ceiling, but with smaller horns than that thing in that movie.
Okay.
And I was so scared. And this just happened in January. This happened to me recently.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so scared, and I'm starting to get a little control of my body, and I'm still staring at this thing. And I can get a few words out. And with sleep paralysis, you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to.
Do you think it was sleep paralysis? You don't think it was?
I don't think it was because I've never had sleep paralysis ever before.
Was this thing looking at you directly, or was it just chilling, kind of like being sad?
No, it was looking at me directly, and I felt anger, hatred, and that it wanted to hurt me.
Are you religious in any way yourself?
I'm technically a druid.
A druid?
If you know what that.
I don't.
Yeah, if you know what that is.
No, can you explain? Just a little.
Yeah. Well, the way my grandma taught me, we help with the earth. We tend to the earth. You know, we try to help others out. We believe in reincarnation. There's just a whole lot of aspects right now that I can't really put into a small time frame.
Right.
But we try to do good. And we believe there's those who we don't necessarily believe in just one deity. We believe there are many, but we also do our own thing when it comes to that. Like, there are actually druids that worship the Christian God.
Mm-hmm.
Like me, for instance, I believe in the archangels Michael and Gabriel.
Okay.
And I actually, that night when that attack was happening to me, I actually woke up the next morning after the incident, but I'll get onto that. But I called on them, and Michael's name halfway got out of my mouth. So I tried Gabriel. That got halfway out of my mouth.
Yeah.
And when I was finally able to get both their names out of my mouth, and I don't know how long this took or how long it went on for, but it felt like a long time. But what made me able to say their names is he is 5 years old, my oldest son. Mm-hmm. He woke up and saw it. And he said, oh, I know you saw it because he said, Mommy, what is that?
So he saw it.
And that's what, yeah.
And,
well, anyway, I'm sorry, it still freaks me out to this day.
Yeah.
But I was able to finally say, Michael, Gabriel, protect me.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, I hear a really loud growl. And the thing just goes away, and I automatically fall asleep. The next morning, I wake up because I thought, okay, maybe I was just dreaming.
Yeah.
I still have the scarring, if I can show you. Can you see this on my leg?
Is that your leg? Oh, yes.
Yeah. I have those. That's what I woke up with. It was like burns on my leg.
Mm-hmm.
And my son asked me, Mommy, what was that messed with us last night? That's how I knew it wasn't a dream.
Okay.
But nothing has happened. Nothing like that has happened. I mean, we've had paranormal activity happening in the house.
Yeah.
You know, things stomping through the house. Just weird stuff happening all the time. But
yeah.
That's about it. I haven't had an incident since then.
So that was the only time you've seen this creature, if you will?
Yes. That's the only time I've actually seen it. I've been attacked by it.
When did it attack you? Was it just came and scratched your leg, or did you find out when you woke up? Did you feel the pain when it did that? How painful was it?
I felt something on my leg, but I wasn't sure. I was more worried that if this wasn't a dream, I was more worried for my kids in that instant than I was for myself.
So do you have a husband that's living with you right now, or no?
No, I'm a single mom.
Single. Okay, so yeah, that's terrifying at night to see something like that.
Oh yes.
What in your with your experience and all that, what do you think it was? Do you have any speculations you could tell us?
Well, it was I had actually researched it. I can't remember his name now because it was back in January. Right. But I had researched it, and it was a I'm sorry,
you don't have to get the exact name, but is there this a kind of a brief description of this thing?
Okay, well, I couldn't really see its color, but I know it had red eyes. It had medium horns, like you see in the fictitious movies and cartoons. It had the wings. It had the if I could bring up a picture of the movie Legend with Tom Cruise and what's his name, Tim Curry.
Okay.
He played the devil in it. All you had to do is see him, and it didn't have a tail. It did not have a tail. But it's exactly like that, but without the horns. It had the bottom part like of a goat. It had really long claws.
Yeah.
Really long claws. And its body was very muscular. Very muscular.
So in your mind, what did you see that night?
I thought I was looking at one of the demon lords, as far as I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just so scared. But like I said, I looked it up later on, and technically what it was a demon lord of some type, because there's supposed to be 7 princes of hell. If you do research, there's 7 princes of hell, and what that thing looked like is the description of one of them. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one to have encountered him. So.
Yeah, if there's other people that have encountered these things, I mean, it's so interesting to me. I'll be honest. I think anything to do like religion and entities that are otherworldly, not just ghosts and stuff, is.
Well, that was the first time with me for sleep paralysis, but I've actually been attacked by demonic forces before. The first experience I ever had was actually when I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
I was real little, and oh Lord, that scared me so bad. But since that one, I hadn't been as afraid until January when that happened.
Yeah.
Because I felt no control.
How were you attacked by demonic forces? What happened? What happened there then?
When I was a little girl? Oh. That's what I'm still trying to figure out to this day. Why it came after me.
What was it? What's the story?
I mean, there's a rumor, and not really much of a rumor because my mother confirmed it. My dad, when I was 2 years old, had came and taken me from my mother and was raising me with my stepmom. And, well, my mom kind of went off the deep end and joined a satanic cult.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How do you join? How does that even happen? Can you? I mean, I'm just really curious.
I really don't know how you join one. I really don't.
Is there like a group on Minnie or something, like a Facebook group or something? Satanic.
No, this was way before Facebook. This was like in 1985.
Oh my goodness. Okay. How did you? Okay.
She was living in Kansas or somewhere like that at the time. Well, she told me this herself. And she said she went off the deep end. She joined them, but she left them because they said for her to be fully initiated, she had to take me, and I'm her only surviving child. I had a twin sister who was stillborn, and all the rest of her children didn't survive the pregnancy, period. They told her in order to be fully initiated into the circle, she would have to find me and sacrifice me.
Okay.
And that was around the same time when that attack on me happened as a child. And I believe that first attack is what made me more sensitive to other paranormal things. Like, I can walk into an area and sense if there is evil there. And yes, I try to do what I can to help people who are experiencing evil in their house or in their place of business or whatever. I don't charge for it. I don't do anything like that because in my family, we believe if you charge for your services of helping others, then the devil himself will come and drag you down to hell. So that that's a gypsy superstition too as well.
Mhm.
But if I feel evil and negativity, I try to do everything I can to help get rid of it.
Yeah.
But if it's good, I try to help them move on.
Okay, well,
I
thank
should
you.
write you a couple stories
Yeah.
so you can read them. I do love your voice, by the way. I love hearing your voice reading those stories.
Thank you, thank you.
So I should write you an email with a few stories I have.
Please do, please do. Okay, well, thank you, Harleen. Wow, hardcore stories today, man.
You're awesome.
Thanks. All right, so guys,
Thank you.
before we get to our next person, okay, I see you there, Cryptic Crow. But before we go there, let me take a bathroom break, and we'll take like a 2-minute break. Okay, I'll be back. 1 sec. So just really gotta go.
Hey guys, just ignore Haley's not there. So I'm gonna say hi. So I gotta say, first of all, I'm gonna shout out a kid. His name's Bitter Winter 5. Oh, I don't know if Haley's coming back, so I probably should mute myself again. Also, hail Harambe. Peace out.
Holy shit. Oh man. Okay, so we have Cryptic Crow. Hey, what's up, buddy? Hi. I think you're on. I think you can speak. Hello? How? Oh, I think their thing is frozen or something, maybe. The sound's definitely on. Okay, we'll wait for him. Cryptic Crow.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you alright?
I'm good. How old are you and where are you from, man?
I'm from Blackburn, England.
Oh, nice. What time is it over there?
It's just gone 22:01 in the morning.
Oh my goodness. So it's 10 o'clock. Or 10 p.m.
No, it's 20:01.
20 to 1. Okay, almost 1 o'clock. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of a story do you have?
Well, it's not personally me, but I was involved. But it was more of my girlfriend.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Hey, you alright?
Hey, do you mind to just mute the other screen that's playing the video as well?
Oh, nice. What time is it over there? It's just gone.
Mute the other.
22. There we go.
Thank you.
Good morning.
No, mute the other screen that's playing the same video, man. It's just having an echo.
It's 22:01.
So the other screen is playing the same video?
What kind of a story do you have?
Okay, I have to mute you. So, no, Cryptic Crow, you probably have the other screen open that's playing my video, my stream. If you can just turn that, get out of that, turn that off, and just leave the screen open because it's creating an echo with the chat. So, hope you did that. Did you do that?
Pick up with it, yeah.
Okay, thank you, man. So what happened with your girlfriend? Let's hear it.
All right. Well, basically, in the whole, this wasn't in the old house that we lived in.
Mm-hmm.
The connections from the kitchen to the bathroom light was connected together. So, say if the light was on in the kitchen and someone went to the bathroom, then obviously when you turn the bathroom light on, the kitchen light goes out. So she has like an iPad, and she was on that downstairs. So I went to the toilet. I turned the light on. Obviously, the light went off downstairs, and then she heard voices behind her saying, "What are you doing? why are you here, sort of thing. So I finish, I come downstairs, and she's bawling her eyes out. I mean, she's absolutely going mental. So I asked her, I said, what's wrong? She said she had the voices behind her. She was using her iPad screen as light, and then like a big orange orb, like it came past her head. And then the craziest part was she looked away from that down to her screen on her iPad. She swears blind to me that a face was actually coming out of the screen, a pale white face.
No way.
Yeah, but it doesn't end there, because the day after,
Yeah.
do you know what a doppelganger is?
Yes, I do. I made a video, like a same person that was exactly like that person. Evil
Yeah.
foot.
Yeah, sort of thing. So we're cleaning like the house as you do, like an everyday thing, and I'm talking to her, like, and she says, right, I'm just going to go and speak to my father, who was upstairs at the time. She walks out the room, but I don't hear the footsteps going up the stairs. She goes into the it's like a front room that we were using as like a second bedroom sort of thing, where she gets changed. She's one of those ladies who obviously she likes her privacy, so obviously I leave her to it. But the thing that got me was, because she was in there a long time, and I said, "Oh, have you finished now?" She was already upstairs. So whoever was downstairs was speaking to me at the time wasn't her, but it was exactly the same as her. It is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
There's all sorts that have gone on. There's so many stories I could tell you, but I don't want to, hog the time on here.
No, it's fine. I mean, I'm interested. So, you think it's the house or your girlfriend?
I'm not sure, because the same sort of thing happened to me a couple of nights ago. It was roughly, I'd say, about 3:20 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I get out of bed, I go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I come back and she's under the covers. I'm like, I ask her, I say, what's wrong? And she says, I've just seen you, but it wasn't you. And it was like
what the fuck?
It was like an outline of me, because if you come out of our bedroom, you turn like left and you go to the bathroom. But I was already in the bathroom. She heard me like obviously cleaning my hands, but she said she saw another me in front of her, crouching down, rocking backwards and forwards.
This dude's watching porn. No, sorry. Wait. So what was the guy doing? He was swinging back and forth, crouched down, or what?
Yeah, it was like rocking backwards and forwards. So that stumps me the most. But since we've moved into this house, a lot of paranormal attention seems to be drawn to my daughter, and she's only 3 years old.
Right.
And every night she goes to bed, she's speaking to somebody before she goes to sleep. She giggles, she laughs, and it is really weird. I have so many different stories, but like I say, I don't want to hog your time. It's like mini stories, if you get me.
Have you asked your daughter who it is?
Yeah. She says sometimes it can be like a past family member, like my girlfriend's granddad, or one of my grandmas who passed away before even I was born.
Yeah.
And sometimes she says it's her sister, but the thing is, she's the only child that we've had.
She says it's her sister?
Yeah, so I was looking on the internet the other day. I'm just hoping it's not like a doppelganger of her now, because a doppelganger's mission in life, sort of thing, is to get rid of the original host. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. It's like they want to replace. It was like a story too by It was a story. It was a story about a doppelganger trying to get rid of the original one to take their place, kind of thing. But they're evil.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is. I'm just hoping it's not that, because a lot of younger children have imaginary friends, or
those are really creepy. I'll be honest. Like those are really scary to me.
yeah, they're the worst sort of like horror stories sort of thing.
And this is happening to her a lot too.
Yeah, it does happen to her a hell of a lot.
All right, man. Thank you for your time, bro. Come back.
Thank you very much.
Come back. Maybe next Sunday or something, man. I'm interested to hear about doppelgangers or stuff like that. If you.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
All right.
Thanks for having me on. Yeah.
Cryptic, man. Scared the shit out of me, man. All right, so we have Brody here. Brody, what were you watching, man? Swear to God, what was that? No, your sound's turned off, bro. I unmuted you, but you have to unmute yourself, I think. Try to turn your input volume. Yeah, there we go. Yo, what's up?
All right.
What were you watching?
I was watching the freaking like top 10 scary stories of like pedophiles and shit, dude.
Right.
My
yeah.
God.
I thought it sounded kind of like you know, horny for a while.
No. Can you even see my face?
Yeah, we can see your face, bro. So, how old are you and where are you from, brother?
I'm 17 and I'm from Veneta, Oregon.
Oregon? Okay, cool. What
Yep.
time is it over there, bro?
It's almost 5.
5. Oh man, so you guys are different time zones. So what kind of a story do you have for us? Paranormal or what?
Hold on just a second, okay?
Alright. He left. Don't leave me hanging like that, man. I hate the
Very
people
sad.
that tell half the story and then it's like, wait, one sec. It's like, yo, we got a show. We're doing a show. We're doing a show.
We're doing it live.
We're doing live. What the fuck? And then they just.
And this chat will kick your ass.
And this chat is crazy. It's savage. I love this chat.
They're wonderful. Each and every one of you is wonderful.
Yeah.
Even
like,
that Juan kid. I don't even know. That Prison Mike guy is crazy. I love all of them.
Yeah, like Prison Mike, bro. The moment he comes on, he starts stuttering a little bit. You call him stuttering ass Mac Miller. What the hell, dude?
No.
What is this? Stop it. Give people a chance. Come on. I stutter. Jesus.
It's all right. You know.
Damn, eat my ass.
Yeah, he's going hard, man.
He's going hardcore.
But it's okay. Love it, each and every one of them, except for Carlos. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're all good.
Yo, you're watching the chat. I rarely, to be honest, I don't really look at that much.
It's a fascinating view of the world. You know, I don't even know. I mean, this microcosm of pure insanity. These leafy lovers over here. You know.
Hey, I like Leafy a little bit.
I like Leafy too. You know, I'm more of a pyro guy, but you know.
I like the old Leafy.
You like the old Leafy?
Before, yeah, like his old videos before he became like, you know.
Like his what do they call? Help me out, kids. Oh, the MLG, right?
And stuff like that.
It's crazy kids.
Those old videos.
Yeah, I don't know. Says a lot about us, right?
I know I'm like so much older than like most of the people that are on YouTube. And I still watch YouTubers that are like 18.
There you go. Right.
All right, so you know what I love? Yo, look at the chat.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my God.
Lizzy, the person that was here, she's like, my story was fucking fake.
Nice meme, Lizzy. Nice meme. Good job.
I knew it. I know it was fake, okay? Jesus, you think I can't tell? Fuck.
Man.
Oh, I love that.
Tony Stark, if you want to be on, you know, you go on that email box, you click on a link, you ask Kaylee here. I'm sorry, you ask Horror Studio 1 here.
Send me a blank email
to be on, and then he'll call you up, or he'll give you a link, and then you join this cluster of a chat that we're going on right here. Yes, Hail Harambe. Yes, we all know. Man, I have such ADHD.
I feel like that guy's not gonna come back, so I'm just gonna narrate a story, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
doesn't fucking die. All right,
Do it.
so
It's gonna be a short one. So it's by Reese. So I'm a youth 7th grader, but last year was my first year at our local junior high. Right about that time when I found you, and I was fascinated by ghosts and the paranormal. The only problem was that I never experienced anything like that. Now, I was your typical 6th grade wannabe. Wanted to be the best percussionist in the school has ever seen, play on the volleyball team, which I recently tried out but didn't make the cut. But during some free time in our period, I watched some girls play the Charlie Charlie challenge and I was like, this is my chance. I told my 2 best friends, let's stay at my house tonight, as it was Friday. They agreed and came to my house after school. I've always wanted to experience something paranormal, and I decided to do something that was never allowed in my house, the Ouija board. Since it wasn't allowed, I didn't have the traditional one, but I did have paper. I'm sure you'll say, oh, that didn't work, this is fake, but I assure you, this is real, too real. I made one out of notebook paper, and at first my friend, we'll call him Lance, was not up for it. But me and my other friend Jackson were all in for it. We tried to contact my grandfather who died almost 5 years ago. It worked. Now we asked him if he loved me and stuff like that, then we said goodbye. The next morning I felt really, really sick and my mother let me stay home. That was a huge mistake. It was almost 8 in the morning. I remember it was like it was yesterday when I decided to take a nap. My dream, I was in a dark closet, and all I hear is humming. A sad yet eerie song. Next thing I knew, the closet was ripped open and there was a man, dressed in clothes like he was from the 1930s. I knew this wasn't my grandpa, as he was born in that time era. He looked normal, peaceful, trustworthy. Boy, was I wrong. He bent down to look at me, where his face melted into a black demon-like face. What stood out to me was his arms, and they were still human-like. He was a white man, and he was wearing a green button-down shirt with a green sweater vest. I shook awake. As soon as I get up, I have to go to the bathroom, so I look over the side of my bed at the floor. I see that green button-down sleeve pull itself back under my bed. Okay, so yeah, just but before we start the next story, guys, I want to say something. If you guys come in here with fake stories, most people know they're fake, and they're probably calling you out on it as you're saying it. I have a feeling that it's fake as well. What I want to say is you can do that if you want. If you have really nothing to do on your spare time and you have no life, you can come in and share a fake story, but why do that? Like, it's so dumb. It's not like, yeah, you could totally do that, but it's your life, and people just think of you as an idiot, man. Especially if you show your face or your voice or stuff like that, man. It's ought to be on YouTube, and for the rest of eternity, this video, people are going to take it out and be like, that girl's an idiot, And for the person that put in the chat, my story was fucking fake, that's even worse. You come with a fake story, and then you put it in the chat, and then I call you out on it, and for the rest of eternity, you won't be able to go on any of my live streams without having people know that you like to make up stories. So what is the point of doing that? Don't do that, okay? But, some people have no life, and that's what they want to do, is just fucking fuck around, so what can I say? Please, guys, this is a legit horror channel. I want legit stories. Please don't waste everybody's time by doing that. Okay, so we have Brody's back. Where were you, man?
I had to do a couple of chores. Sorry about that.
Wow, that was a quick ass couple of chores you did. Holy shit.
Yep.
All right, so what kind of story do you have, bro?
Well, this is real. This happened to me a couple of years ago. It's not fake. It's fuck is real.
Okay. I believe
so, alright, so this happened to me about 2 years ago. I was at the lake with me. It was me, my cousin, and my friend.
Mm-hmm.
We were in California at the time. We were having a big bonfire and stuff. So, I can remember like it was yesterday. Me and my friend, my cousin, we were talking and stuff. And then like all of a sudden we hear like a fucking high-pitched cry coming from. So here's the beach, like right here, okay, and then like the ocean and stuff. There's like a huge cove over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a huge ass cry coming from like the cove and stuff.
What kind of a cry? Man, woman, dog, child?
Like a child's cry, like crying for help.
Yeah.
So like I go over there. So like we hear it and stuff. First off, we thought it was like, some kid playing out on the beach because it was like 6 o'clock in the evening or something. And then like my friend looked at me kind of like worried, and I said, "What's the matter?" "It's probably just some kids playing or something." He's like, "That doesn't sound like a kid. That sounds like a demonic fucking cry." And I said, I don't believe it." So we started talking again, and then we hear it again, like fucking high pitch, just gar or something. Startled, we get up, we go over there, and then like to investigate, and there's nothing over there.
Yeah.
At all. I was fucking confused. I was confused, and I was scared. And then I was like, guys, this cannot be possible, because like we thought we saw somebody over there. I was really fucking scared, dude.
Mm.
I mean, I was literally really scared. So I mean, we went back to go sit down, to roast s'mores and stuff again, and then like a couple minutes later, it fucking started up again, like high fucking growling and stuff. Like this time was a growl, not a cry. It seemed like it was like closer this time. And then I get up.
What distance do you think? Or did you think? Did you guys?
About 10 feet at the least.
Okay.
10 feet. 10 feet away. Like, it did not sound like any animal fucking cry. This was like a human cry, like some like sick fuck, raping somebody. That's how bad it was.
It's okay.
And like, I don't know. We get up, we go back over there. There's still nothing over there. And I shit you not, like, when I turn around, like, okay, there's like a bush, okay?
Yeah.
And there's a couple of trees over here. Like, legitly circling the corner and stuff. There was a forest, so I told my friend, let's go see what's in the forest over there, see where that's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
We get in the forest, and then, like, there's nothing over there. Again, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, and then here's the scary part. I fucking turn around, and like 5 seconds from my eyes, I see something running over towards the freaking road or something. I mean, this was like an isolated place in California or something. Like, we literally saw something running down the road, like something like I could possibly tell you, like something like wearing like a white ratty shirt and then pants or something. It's just like running down the street, like, and flashed. My eyes flashed before me because like I can barely see it. I said, let's get the hell out of here, and then we fucking left. So
was it on 2 legs, 4 legs, animal, like the thing that ran?
It was like on 2 legs and crap. So we were here.
Yeah.
The beach was like right here, down here, and the road's like up the hill. Fucking thing ran up the hill and disappeared down the road. We drove up there to see where it went, and there was nothing there. I said, yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Was there any like local legend around that area that could explain what it was? Like anything like that, or?
Nope. No, not at all. My friend's like, well, he's from California, and I said, so, is there like, and I said, so like anybody die here or something? And he's like, no, this place is always filled with people, and no one's ever heard anything like that.
Mm.
And I said,
it could have been human. Do you think it was something that, I mean, are you leaning towards the paranormal at this
I'm
point?
leaning towards the paranormal phase. It was really fucking scary. I have not been there for almost 2 years now since I've been so. I cannot sleep at night. It was really bad. Like, it was like that fucking bad. I cannot fucking sleep at night at all.
You even till today?
Yeah.
What? No way. For 2 years?
Yep, I still it still gives me fucking nightmares thinking about it.
Okay. Must have been. How many of you guys were there at the time?
There was me, my friend, and my cousin. There's three of us.
3 of you guys. And what are they just equally as scared as you are?
Well, one of them was laughing about it, and I'm like, it's not fucking funny. We need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's like, even talking about it gives me chills, man.
Well, I mean, I hope you get over it. I mean, I bet your cousin and friend aren't still losing sleep over something that happened 2 years ago. Hopefully you get over it soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Or maybe you've revisited it today, so maybe it'll get worse, but hopefully, no. You know, don't have nightmares about it anymore.
Yeah,
All right, thank you, bro.
you're very welcome.
That's in your name, too, bro. Brody. Thanks, bud.
All right, you're very welcome. All right.
Jesus Christ, you know what I was talking about the fake stories, dude? The chat is crazy. They're like ripping on this person so badly. But no, seriously, it's so crazy. Don't do that.
It's become a meme.
I know, I'm sorry, but I just had enough of that shit, you know?
We love you, Lizzy. It's okay.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad right now. Guys, go easy on her. Don't be told dicks. Come on. I'm just saying, like, don't do that, man. You don't have to. Anyways, let's do one more story, and then we'll do Q&A, and then that'll be the end of the video. Brody's still okay, yeah. All right, so I'll narrow one more, and then we'll probably just call it a day. It's been 2 hours.
For now, call me Leon. Okay, this person, Leon. Something was watching me. A werewolf? I'm 15, and I used to live in the backwoods here in Kentucky. My old house was a basement house, which had the front facing the woods. Now I know what you're thinking. I was smoking weed by myself and I was having hallucinations. But I can assure you, I'm absolutely sane. I was into hunting at the time, and my grandpa trusted me enough to be alone. Stupid idea. We decided that we would go into the woods around 9 at night. I was 14 at the time, and I just got my first shotgun and wanted to try it out. My dad had placed 2 hunting blinds up on the separate haulers. He was going to be at the highest point and I at the lowest, which was closer to the house. I had my dog Buddy with me at the time, just to keep me company for who knows how long I would be waiting. Anyways, Buddy and I were still waiting for something to happen. And it did. I was halfway into the state of half conscious and sleeping until Buddy stood up. Mind you, he was laying down before. The hair on his back was raised, and his floppy ears were up. I could only see him like that once before, and it wasn't a pretty sight. He was staring at the small opening of the blind, and it was the type of stare that could kill. He wasn't moving, rigid and breathing every now and then. I peeked through the small slit in front of me, and I saw nothing. Just the walnut tree that was outside. I thought it was just a deer, a squirrel, or maybe another dog. After a few minutes, Buddy was still staring outside. Now this is when I started freaking out. I could barely hear anything outside. Everything was quite other than the usual gust of wind. I thought it was kind of odd. Kentucky has some loud-ass bugs, and I could hear a pin drop from a mile away at that moment. Buddy was standing stock still now. No breathing, no anything. I dreaded looking outside, but I did still. And when I did, nothing. I had had enough, and I slowly got out of the blind and pointed my gun around, scanning the tree line in front of me. Buddy followed me out and focused on the four-wheeler path that was to my left. This time he wasn't silent, but he was growling. Not the type of step-off growl, but the vicious type of growl. Like kill growl. I watched him before I decided to make the dumbest decision in my life. I walked into the tree line and made my way down to the creek. We did have cows, but they weren't anywhere near me, so I know it wasn't them. As soon as I got into the creek, I heard a big whoosh behind me to the right. I turned only to see something behind a tree. Wasn't really concerned about it at that time because the shadows played with your mind here. But he was still beside me and was still fucking staring into the darkness. Have you ever had that feeling like someone or something was watching you? Well, that's exactly how I felt. My scalp was crawling, and I just wanted to run, but I couldn't. I was frozen in place. But he backed up into my legs and was still staring into the woods. Everything was silent again. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't think. But I heard something moving through the leaves, like something trying to be unnoticed but failing miserably. Buddy's head followed the sounds and my heart sank. Maybe Dad was trying to scare me. Maybe it was a coyote. Maybe someone was here with me. All I could feel were eyes. Eyes on me. I don't know how long it was, but it felt like hours before I could move. I looked around manically and saw nothing. My eyes were watering and my body was shaking like a leaf. All I could think of was getting to where my dad's blind was. I began to walk up the hill towards him and heard the scariest blood-curdling howl of my life. It was a deep, guttural howling scream like something out of a horror movie. Sounded like a man was screaming in pain mixed with a demon wolf howl. I don't know what else happened, but because my dad woke me up apparently a few hours later, saying I walked to him and was white as a sheet, said take me home, and then passed out on the couch. Let's just say, I haven't been hunting since. All right, cool story, man. Let's read another one, actually. These are pretty cool. I love live readings. Hello, short-time viewer here. I found you recently through Lazy Masquerade and have liked and enjoyed all your videos so far. I'm currently watching the stream, and I have a short story to share. It won't take too long to read, but with my rambling it might. But I feel like this is a good place to share with some more people. A couple years ago, I was visiting a friend for the weekend. Unfortunately, though, he got sick with a strep throat the day after I arrived. I didn't want to just go up and leave so soon, so I stayed for the rest of the weekend, playing computer games alone or watching TV with him. One night, though, I'd been on his computer all day because he'd been sleeping for most of it. It was nearly 1 in the morning, but I didn't have any intention of stopping soon. I was engrossed in the game I was playing and didn't feel tired at all. Now, let me give you a visual of the setup of this room. He lived in an apartment, so his living room, study, and kitchen were combined to shape a stout L. I sat in the corner of that L where he had his desk, but it wasn't against the wall. In the corner, there was a door that led to the air conditioning thing. Imagine a water boiler for a clearer picture. So to prevent this door from being blocked, he put his desk and short bookcase together to create a gap big enough to open the door. Now, back to the story. The only light in the house now was the glow of the computer monitor, making the rest of the place, especially that corner beside the desk, dark as pitch. I clicked and clacked away happily with my left hand, resisting on the WASD keys, when I felt pressure on the top of it. I almost didn't notice, but once I did, it felt heavy. It felt as if someone had taken their hand and laid it on top of mine, then began to push. I turned away to look down and it went away, but not with a poof. I felt as if someone dragged their hand away. I felt fingers trail down the side of my hand and into the dark corner. I stared down at it for a few moments, confused and freaked out, and made a decision. I told my online friend I was going off to go sleep and shut off the game and the computer. It took me only a few minutes to be on the mattress we'd set up. I don't know what happened then. Whether it was because I was sleep deprived or an actual paranormal encounter of some sort, I can't be sure. But I can remember the sensation so vividly that I had doubts about being sleep deprived. Anyways, that's my little experience. Thank you, bud. And I love that you share the story with me instead of Lazy Masquerade. Yay. So this is another one. It's called A Few Paranormal Stories. I know I'm getting addicted to this live reading thing. What's going on? Let me drink something first.
Yo, I heard Toronto water's bad, but I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh man, yo, the chat is so bad right now.
Yo, seriously, guys, love to Lizzy. It's all good, man. It's all good, guys. You guys, you're cool. I love you all. But Lizzy gotta, hugs to Lizzy, all right?
Yo, Andrew, dude, do you have another story you want to share, or?
Oh, well, let me think of something. All right, let me think. You read one more, and I'll think of something as you're doing it.
All right, this is a really good story. I'm gonna. It's actually a few of these stories, not even one, dude. It's a long email. Hi, my name is Christina. I'm from New York. I'm 25 years old, and I actually have some paranormal stories I'd like to share with you. Forgive my misspellings, because I'm writing this pretty tired at 2 a.m. This is actually events that happened to me. My memory is a little fuzzy on the order that they happened, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This first event happened when I was still in high school, sometime before 2010. I was alone in my room. I was tired from a long day at school, and when I got home, I just wanted to relax. So I went into my bedroom. I tried to rush and do my homework. I was almost done when I started to feel like someone was watching me. I stopped what I was doing and was looking around my room and out my window to see if I could see who might be watching me. There was nobody. Yet, the feeling never stopped. So I tried to ignore it. Next thing I know, I hear a female voice softly whisper in my room, "He's coming." I freaked out and ran out of my room. This next story also happened in my room. I was in my room watching TV with one of my ex-boyfriends. My bed was a day bed, so it doubled as a sofa. My bed was against the wall as well. On this day, we heard a female voice, almost kind of raspy, just scream something behind us. My ex ran out of the room before me, almost leaving me behind. I didn't go back in my room for 6 hours. Sometime after high school, I was on Skype one night talking to a guy I was dating at the time, sometime within 2010. I was in my room doing this. We were talking on Skype when I noticed the face of the guy I was dating at the time went from happy and all smiles to confused. I asked him what was wrong. He asked me if anyone was up, and I said no. He then said, "Then who was the woman in the red nightgown that walked past your room to the living room?" I asked if she was black and fat, and he said no. She was skinny and had a tan like mine. I freaked out, closed the door, and told him to forget about it and don't ever mention it again. I went to bed with my bedroom lights on. This last story happened in the spring or summer of 2013. My friend, who I'll call Nay, had been living with me for about a year now. We started to feel like someone or something was watching us. Mind you, we were alone in the house. We stood quiet for a good minute with the TV muted, and we would have sworn we heard a male voice. Suddenly, I start to remember that time years ago when it was just me and I heard a female voice say he's coming. As I remember this, I got angry because I've heard the woman many times over the years, and every time she says he's coming, she was terrified. I told my friend Nay, and I decided I wanted to find out who or what she was scared of. So I took out my phone and planned to do an EVP, which stands for Electronic Voice Phenomenal. Before I can start recording, I heard a female voice. She said one word. Run. My friend Nay didn't hear it at all. Hearing what the woman said, I started to record with my friend anyway. This is what we asked. Is anyone here? Do you have a name? Why are you here? Are you a ghost? Are you a demon? We paused for 5 to 10 seconds between each question. As we played back the recordings, there was no response to any question except one. After I asked, "Are you a demon?" this deep, raspy, haunting voice could be heard clear as day, growling, saying yes. I played the recording for my mom 4 hours later. She told me to delete it and never to try recording an EVP again. 2 days after I showed my mother the recording, she cleansed the house. She even mopped the special protection and warding off water on the floor. This was my last encounter ever in my mother's house. Thank you for reading my stories. Feel free to write me what you think about my events. Good night. Good shit. All right, so
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have a story?
I do. In the act, okay, before I do, I don't want to get dossed by this person in the chat. I feel like I'm being coerced into doing this unwillingly. But regardless, I want to shout out Joshua. I just don't want to be dossed by you, but much respect to you, brother. He is the most savage. So I'm going to get into my real story, though. This is probably, I got to be honest, I don't know if I've told this story in a chat, a long time ago, but because it's been a while, I think that, and also it's, I think, one of my good stories, one of my better stories. I'm just going to take this opportunity to try it out. So I do a lot of Skype after I graduated from college, and talking to college friends, high school friends, all that kind of stuff. And one such Skype conversation, I was talking to a handful of my friends from college who were, just live across the country, kind of just hanging out. One of my friends, she actually is haunted herself. Her don't kind of like Paranormal Activity, like she herself, is possessed, by whatever it is, in whether it's in her house, in her dorm room, it doesn't matter. She always has stuff happening to her. And there have been times where it's gotten pretty bad. So we're on the Skype chat and we're just kind of talking about, whatever. And, these Skype chats go pretty late. So she actually falls asleep, and it's not for lack of a good story. Maybe I wasn't talking or anything. Maybe it was my friend talking. He kind of drolls on. Anyway, I'm kind of half asleep, but I'm focused on what's going on, and all of a sudden, I see these pressures on her neck, and I'm like, that's kind of weird, kind of a video glitch. Don't really know what it could be. I'm a skeptic myself, so I wasn't even thinking about the possibility of anything paranormal. It's kind of the last thing you'd think about. So I am, just kind of again chilling, and then about 5 minutes later, I noticed that there are these red streaks on her neck, where this pressure was to begin with. And I was like, wow, like this is, it's kind of weird. Maybe she's having a reaction. Maybe she's having an allergic reaction to something. I mean, anything but, what I thought it was going to be, or anything that what turned out to it being in the end. She's still asleep, by the way, and my friends were kind of just, all playing video games, just kind of like hanging out, and, it's kind of background noise, the Skype chat. I kind of look at the chat a little bit later, and there's a little bit of blood, like maybe like a drop of blood. It's kind of streaking down, and that's when I was like, wait a second. This is very strange. I mean, cuts don't just open up on somebody out of complete random, We wake her up. We just kind of start talking, a little bit loudly, a little bit louder than we were. And, we were kind of worried that maybe she had muted her computer or whatever, but she hadn't. She actually woke up. And immediately she started kind of holding her neck, like kind of like, not like the sign of choking, but kind of like, I kind of feel something strange on my neck. And she kind of looked at her fingers that were kind of covered in a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
And she all of a sudden was just like hyperventilating and just really concerned. I mean, obviously, this is completely random. And given her past of what had been going on, she'd been followed for a couple of years because of a Ouija board incident, apparently. Again, I'm still very skeptical about how that's possible, but you see something like that live, you're just kind of scratching your head at, what the hell happened? The next day, or, a couple days later, the next Skype chat we had, I asked her, what happened? What had happened? She did not remember what happened. She didn't remember anything. She only remembered the Skype chat and kind of the looks of concern that everyone had on her face at some random point during the talk. And she actually thought that she may have just said something stupid, at some point during the chat. And it was crazy. It was very interesting and kind of creepy. And yeah, that's my story.
Did she still have the marks on her neck? Did you guys check? Did you tell her?
No. Well, hey, they're just regular cuts, so they actually, nothing happened. She was perfectly fine.
They healed?
They healed, yeah. Healed perfectly. Apparently this happens a lot. Apparently, or not a lot, but this has happened enough times where, it's a reoccurrence,
That is interesting. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so, there you go.
Wow. Shit, dude.
And you're right. Carlos in the chat, do not play with the Ouija board. Do not play with one. They're bad news. I think I remember telling my Ouija board story several months ago, and you don't play with the Ouija board.
What was that story? Was it the one where you guys went to the castle?
No, that was the one we're in my friend's room, and my friend didn't believe in Ouija boards, and he was kind of jerking around like, hey, okay, that's really funny, guys. And then the board wanted to talk to him,
because he didn't believe.
Because he didn't believe. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, and he freaked out. Always believe.
Always believe.
But yeah.
That was it.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
So Andrew, come back next week. We'll do it again.
I'll be back next week. I can't. No, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I ain't missing this.
You have a great voice, by the way. Did I tell you this before?
Well, I try.
Have you thought about narrating?
I have, but here's the thing. I don't want to take viewers from you, my friend. I do me, you do you. I'm actually filming, or rather, I'm recording another episode of my movie podcast. We're talking about the best of the year so far, so we're going to get that started around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time over here. So
nice. Yo, what's your website again?
My website. You go if you guys are if you guys know rather. Podbean. Actually, better yet, just go on iTunes if you're ever interested in listening to my voice ever again. Go and check out iTunes and check out Valiant Vision. So it's a podcast network we do, and we do a show on professional wrestling, if you guys like that. We also do a show on films. We do an interview show. Actually, I did a show with this other kid over here, Horror Studio One. That's actually how we met.
And not just me, too. You've interviewed a bunch of people in the horror community, too, right? Lucas?
I've spoken to 3. I've spoken to you. I've spoken to Master Sword, who I actually met on this chat.
Yeah.
and I've also spoken to Lupus Creepus. Good kid.
That actually, I'm gonna go check that out after the stream.
Absolutely, yeah. And I also, it's interesting you say this because I actually started a creepypasta podcast.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to be filming that. We've only done 2 episodes. We kind of just read. We've read kind of the classics so far, and we're looking forward to doing some more. I'd obviously love to have you on, Haley. So, but yeah, that's what I got going on. Valiant Vision. It's on iTunes.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Yeah, and you interview a lot of people. Did he talk about why he started Will It Kill Me and stuff like that? Like questions that people have always wanted to know.
He did, and I gotta say he is an open book. Like
he
he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome. He's freaking awesome. He taught me a lot as well about filming horror stuff.
Is that right?
That's kind of why I started to film my documentaries and stuff, was kind of because of him too, because I saw what he was doing and I was like, I never knew there was like a market for this stuff, and that's kind of why I started anyways. I haven't talked to him in a long time though, to be honest. I haven't talked to the guy, but yeah, so go check out Andrew's Valiant Vision, VALIANT.
Yep.
And then you can find all our interviews and more other content.
And the best part is you can't see me, so it's like vision doesn't even make any sense. It's okay though. I hope you guys enjoyed me. I know maybe you didn't. I don't really care. I mean, I do. I cry at the notion of you guys not liking me. But this is all Haley. He's the man.
Thanks, bro.
Kicked ass. Another great chat.
So we're about to end the stream today because I'm like really tired. I gotta go eat. But for the 100K special, if you guys have any suggestions on what you guys want me to do, I've done a face reveal. I don't know what else I could do, but I really have no ideas. Maybe do like a 10-hour stream or some shit. But if you guys have any ideas what you guys want me to do for the 100K special, put it in the comments or in the chat. If you're watching this afterwards, put it in the comments so I could see if you guys have any suggestions, and the suggestions with the most likes, I'll probably do that. So if you guys have any ideas, tell me in the comments below if you're watching this afterwards. Some guy's like 24-hour stream. What the fuck?
Let's do it.
I don't think you can even do 24 hours. I think max is 8 for Google Hangouts.
Wow.
So, yeah, I can't even do fucking 24 hours. That'd be crazy. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for today. This is one of the longest streams I've done. It's because I don't have school tomorrow. So thank you, Andrew, for coming. I'll talk to you later because I really have to go. So
yeah, no worries, man. Hey, absolutely. No, you've done enough.
No, but serious, about the other creepypasta stuff you're doing, message me and I will see what I can do.
Excellent. All right.
Well, thank you to Andrew, Valiant Vision, and all you guys for sharing your stories, even the fake ones, for being creative, I guess.
Yeah, right.
And,
all love, Lizzy.
Yeah, Lizzy. So thank you guys. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
All right.
Bye.